Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 1, Under Locks and Keys. When we last left off, the party joined with the leader of the Bees Without Hives, Mr. Tingwin, a dark elf mercenary who has, in exchange for a promise of a slice of the profits, be they treasure or adventure, of whatever is behind the divine doorway, has agreed to lead the party to the Scare Dragon Abyss, a trench located deep, deep, deep within the Underdark, deeper than most dark elves even go, where supposedly an ancient monoblock vessel, supposedly one of the very self-same ones that led the dark elves to become the creatures we know them as to begin with, that still lays deactivated in the trenches. And that ship may be your only way to access the Boomergangers' base, or at the very least have weaponry that can compete with them to some degree. As the Boomergangers lay waste to the surface above you, you crawl deeper into the darkness of the world. Making your way past the Inquisition of the Arachne Church, you made your way through the miles of patrolled Dark Elf tunnels and managed to reach the Dark Gnome or Dactyloi city of Stone and Turn, a trade city that has been historically allies and enemies in interims with the Dark Elves of Osteliant. With that, we pick up with you guys entering Stone and Turn. As you make your way in, following the Dactyloi who leads you, just past the gate, you find yourself being led through this large and winding maze that seems kind of almost meandering and directionless. The Dactyloi who's leading you places a hand along the rightmost wall and just kind of traces it as he leads you along. Tingwin, for his part, seems pretty unconcerned, simply giving you all a smile over his shoulder as he follows behind the gnome as he leads you deeper into this labyrinth of stone. You follow a winding path that, the deeper you go, only seems to get more complex and difficult to navigate. Not just a traditional labyrinth of, just turns and dead ends, but diagonal pathways that cut across certain areas, making it even harder to remember where you were and where you've been. But eventually, after a few minutes of wandering, you are led into a small turn to the left that leads out of the labyrinth and out into a tunnel that curves left and right, heading deeper in. Tingwin turns over his shoulder to look to all of you with a kind of seemingly almost apologetic smile as you continue to follow the gnome. Now, my friends, I know that most of you are not used to the ways of the Underdark, so our cities do not look like yours. There is not much space, and what space there is, we have little control over. So we tend to build in rather than up or out. I know this may look like just a meandering way of tunnels, but I promise you there's rhyme to the reason.
Okay.
The gnome gives a nod of agreement and pauses to look to you, Greylog. Now, you say you're wanting things of magical trade? Like I said, I make no promises, but We'll put you up at the tavern, and I'll see if our guy is open to talking with you. That's all I can offer.
Um, yeah.
He gives a smile, seeming satisfied at the lack of complaint, and gives a nod before leading you deeper in. As you make your way into the city proper, indeed, it's strange, but you are able to start seeing what they're talking about. There is no building down here. After all, what would be the point? Cave-in could easily crush your work, and there's not enough space to justify doing that to begin with. Instead, what you see as you make your way deeper into the city is what appears to the naked eye to be simple piles of rocks or simple stone pillars, stalagmites and stalactites. You see have been carefully, smoothly carved out, allowing the world to organically form its structures, while the creatures here simply carve homes into them. If you didn't know this was a city and you just popped in here, you honestly would assume it was uninhabited. The only signs of activity you see as you go deeper in are the very occasional motions of people like yourself making their way to and fro. You see the occasional traveler from the surface, humans and dwarves mostly. However, you do see a few natives of sorts. You don't see any other gnomes, but you do see the occasional dark elf who appear to be scavenging through garbage. And very occasionally, Alfred, you think you glimpse what you think might be halflings, but they're larger and hunched and hiss and skitter unpleasantly as they avoid you.
Huh.
Indeed, the halflings you know of are more mice-like, but these creatures you would almost compare to rats.
Oh.
As you're led along, you pass by what, despite the lack of, again, obvious decoration and city structure, you pass by what is very obviously a church of some kind.
Oh, do I recognize it?
Roll religion.
Okay. Might take me a second. I gotta find my sheet. I've got so many tabs open.
Yeah, I don't just say that for fun.
I have my character sheet ready. I just have like a bajillion tabs open. You said religion?
Yes.
Okie dokie, pokey. Alright, D&D Beyond. Religion. Okay, for some reason... Okay, there it is. It's not letting me roll. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, there it goes. Dirty 20.
Okay. You do recognize this, although you're surprised to see it down here. Well,
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is a temple of.
Yeah,
I've heard of those. I've heard of those.
As you make your way down, you see that sitting outside of what appears to be an elaborately carved cathedral formed out of a pillar of stone. From the iconography and the fact that Greylog you're able to spot what appears to be the priest, one of the few other gnomes you've seen down here, a head of wiry dark hair who is feeding worms to an array of badgers. You are able to recognize this, Asari, as a temple to a somewhat obscure deity, at least from the traditional religious worship perspective. This appears to be a temple to the Mother Goddess, otherwise known as Mother Earth.
Okay.
She is not necessarily worshipped in the traditional sense. It is typically more smaller, more primal clerics that worship her, most preferring to favor the Earth Goddess of their particular faith. But Mother Earth is a religiously neutral entity of sorts. But seeing a temple to her is not unheard of, but is rather unusual. But I will say, with a dirty 20 on religion, you do know that according to folklore you've heard, these creatures, the dark gnomes, the dactyloi, were supposedly created by Mother Earth.
Huh.
According to ancient legend, whenever the Mother Goddess was giving birth to some of the other deities we know of today, she dug her fingers into the ground as the labor pains ran through her. And the exact story of exactly how this happened vary, but according to folklore, the fingers she dug into the ground became the first dactyloi.
Interesting.
So she's missing a finger?
If the stories are to be believed, all 10 of them.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm gonna point it out to Greylog, since, you know, he's our little druid. Hey, look, Greg. They've got a temple to the Mother Nature here.
Oh, I should pay my respects while I'm here.
Wouldn't hurt.
Well, secretly thinking, Loki would want me to try to do something funny.
Likely. A likely story.
As you continue through, you pass away from the cathedral and pass through this kind of wide open cavern. Initially, you think that there is just more stalagmites and stalactites here, but you realize you don't see much in the way of habitation, although you do see more of those odd little halflings kind of meandering around here. But again, the moment they see you, they just skitter off and hide. But what more catches your attention as you pass through here is you start to notice this isn't stone, it's some sort of metal. And they don't form smooth up and down pillars, they form these arches that form circles as they meet with each other.
Does it look like some kind of, like, architecture, maybe? Could I use, like, my archaeology?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe you actually do get a feature.
I do.
That.
I do!
I'm just seeing exactly what it does real quick.
I feel
That's
useful.
exactly what it's made out of, how it's made, and how to recreate it.
Get out of the closet! Jeez.
That would be hilarious, but no.
That's...
Racial traits. Oh yeah, it's in description, right? Oh nope, yeah, it's just, you don't have to roll, it's just a thing you know.
Yeah, because I'm an archaeologist.
Yeah, this is what archaeology is meant for. Not every other discipline in the world. Sorry, you and Anna do know what this is, but it's amazing to see it in person.
I'm gonna start bapping her. Bap, 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 bap.
She initially turns to, like, get on your case about, like, you know, like, stop it, but then seems to also register what it is you're walking among. Again, it would be easy to mistake them for just stalagmites. But you realize these are ancient structures of the Second Age.
Ooh. Takes out my sketchbook.
These are ancient machines that, when activated, were meant to form a network of portals. All of these arches are the remains of these ancient doorways. The reason they're so huge, easily going from floor to top of this cavern, is because vessels like the one you're looking for were meant to be able to fly through them. And according to legend, if these portals were activated, ships, fleets even, armies could step through the portal on Terra and be in a completely other world on the other side. Broaching well into the stars over your head. The moon would be easy, a mere skip.
I'm just like, Anna. Do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see?
This is incredible.
What are the chances?
How long have these been down here?
Can I tell? Because of my feature?
Yes, you can. From the looks of it, while these appear to be Second Age in origin...
Hang on, a fly just went up my nose. I'm sorry, I can't. Oh god. Go ahead. I just got killed by a fly.
Death.
God damn it, Loki.
And what a way to go. Put it on obituary. Killed by fly up nose.
I'm okay now. Just a little traumatized, but okay.
The portals themselves appear to be Second Age in origin, at least in terms of being manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of overall age, this is easily over 1,000 years old. If you had to give like a rough guesstimate, you would say something in the ballpark of over 2,000 years old. Maybe about 2,000, give or take a couple centuries.
2,549 years, 340 days.
And 20 seconds. 25 seconds. A long time. She just answers her, like, thousands of years.
People on the surface have been wondering for generations how Underdark creatures travel down here. Is this how you do it?
I think, maybe, perhaps. I wonder if they're working. I'm gonna go up to them.
Tingwin kind of pauses and watches in amusement as you approach one of them.
Yeah, just let her get it out of her system.
Yeah, he's totally nerding out.
Roll Arcana.
Ooh. Arcana. I get a +10 to Arcana. I got a natural 20, so 30.
You approach.
Beyond.
You approach and look them over excitedly. Sadly, all of these appear to be non-functional.
Boo. Just like gets really excited for a second there, looks everything around, pats things around, pushes some buttons, and then just, non-functional. But how much would it take to get them functional?
Tingwin kind of furrows his brow a bit. Well, the underlings have been slowly taking them apart for parts. Most of them shut down at the end of the Second Age.
Hmm.
We assume that either we're too deep underground and they lost connection, or others think that maybe those on the other side shut them. We cannot be certain. The
So
ones
the likelihood of them being, fixed is none.
that, and even if you were to get them fixed, you have no idea where they will take you. These were meant to travel farther than I think any of us can even imagine.
Farther than the moon?
Much
Farther than the
farther.
moon. Plus, who knows if we could even breathe if we got there. What does that? Hi, I found a new place. Oh no, I'm dead. I can't breathe.
But
Yeah, what are we going to do about the vacuum of space, by the way?
Tinguin at this kind of gives a shrug, but he does consider for a moment and, well, while it is not the same thing, down here we do make helmets to survive particularly mana-infested caverns. If it can keep us from getting poisoned, it may be able to help us with a lack of air.
I don't know, I mean, the chances are just... I'd rather be sure, I don't fancy dying.
Well, first we need to get down there, but... And Tinguin approaches you and does also run a hand along the base of the massive portal you're standing at the foot of. You can see a staircase leading up it that you can just picture whenever this city was once on the surface in the Second Age, how this once would have been a thriving port of unimaginable trade. People coming from other worlds, creatures you can't even fathom, walking through this portal to trade with the ancient elves of old. Tinguin seems to be reflecting on that forgotten history as well as he smiles up at the portal. But I have heard stories. I think all elves are brought up on them. They say there was all sorts of places. A world of spinning gears and clockwork. A world of a silver ocean and crystal. A world
Sounds
of...
like it's not real.
Eh?
It almost sounds like it's not real.
Oh, believe me, it's very real, mon cher. But these are the ruins of recent history. Tinguin, these things are easily over 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
That's not recent.
Very not
Don't
recent.
forget that they said that we're going to come up against first era architects.
I know, which I'm very excited.
Well, then I think it is important that you get your rest, we? Come. You can look at broken machines anytime you want, but even older machines that still work, that is a real treat. Those machines predate even my people.
Could I see Anna and Asari's reaction to the idea of working even older technology?
Sorry, just kind of puts a hand on the stalactite and just gives it a good pat. Well, let's go find it, shall we?
Anna just straightens her backpack and nods enthusiastically, seeming very eager to get one of these machines working and see one of these mysterious new worlds you can discover through them. Leading you away from the portals, you're led deeper into this almost neighborhood of, again, what seems like unremarkable rock and stone, but the occasional traffic of travelers and natives is the only giveaway. Again, other than the priest and your current guide, you haven't seen much in the way of gnomes, even though Tinguin claims this is a gnomish city. Mostly so far you've seen humans, dwarves, strange halflings, and dark elves.
I'll bring that up. Just be like, when did you get to the gnome? Like I said, I've never met one, so I wouldn't recognize one if I even saw it.
You saw one. It was right there.
Your guide gives a kind of chuckle and calls to you over his shoulder as he leads you past a nearby house. Well, miss, you've already seen a good fraction of us. There is 12 of us down here now.
That's it.
The Dactyloi are not a very populous race. After all, the Mother Goddess only has so many fingers, we.
I suppose that's true. But why don't you, like, she kind of, like, does a gesture, you know, go forth and multiply?
We're elementals, miss. We don't reproduce that way. We have to summon new ones if we wish to repopulate. And gnomes can, on the surface, can do it as many times as they like, but down here, we just don't have the kind of magic the Mother Goddess does. She created 100 of us, and 100 we remain. The rest of my kind wandered off to see the world. The 12 of us stayed here.
Yeah, that's fair.
But congratulations! You have officially seen 2% of all Dactyloi in the world.
Yay.
Hey, not many could say that, at least.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, come on, this is technically an archaeological achievement. It's not archaeology until we're dead, miss. Sorry. I get excited.
No, I mean, I was right with you.
Oh, I like these guys. They're great.
Eventually, you are led to what appears to be the farthest corner of this cavern, where built into a stalagmite that scrapes up into a stalactite on the ceiling, you see what, judging from the carvings of windows and the sounds of merriment echoing from it, appears to be a tavern.
I know this.
Some things are universal. My brother runs this place. He'll be more than willing to put you up. As he leads you inside, you find yourself in what is a surprisingly very well-made tavern. You're so used to the Underdark being so chaotic, it's weird to see a place that's so organized. Long, formal tables stretch in all directions. The guests are rowdy and enjoying themselves, but seem to be mostly minding their own business. You don't see anything like bar fights happening.
Well, that's good.
Well, considering it's probably the only bar in the area, probably a good idea.
As you enter, you guys do attract some looks. Strangers from topside do appear to be somewhat of a rarity, other than the occasional human or dwarf. But your guide and Tingwin lead you towards the bar, where you can see standing behind it, or rather, standing atop it, is a dwarf.
Oh.
He has long, grayish hair. It appears to have once been dark, but has just grayed with age. A long beard that almost reaches past his waist. A long head of hair that reaches down past his back. A bulbous nose that pokes out of the rat's nest of silver. Beady eyes. And garbed in very humble leathers as he sorts out drinks and food. As you approach, his eyebrows kind of raise at the sight of travelers, but he does appear to recognize Tingwin and the gnome, and smiles broadly as they approach. Ah. Welcome. Are these surface dwellers friends of yours? That they are, mon ami. These are the Divine Five. Divine, you say?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just a
listen.
name. Don't read into it too much.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure. My name is Doolin.
Doolin. Well, I'm sorry.
A pleasure, Asari. You bring honor to my people and my establishment.
Oh, none of that.
We were wondering if you could put my friends up in your lovely abode just for a night or two. We are just stopping here in Stone and Turn for a night, doing some shopping, and then we will be making our way south. South. How deep are you intending to go? We're not going past the first. The first layer is going to be our stopping point. You understand what's down there? Like I said, we will be stopping at the first layer.
Wait, there's more layers?
Indeed there is, my friend.
How
You're...
many are there?
Take it we don't want to go down there.
I take it you're all strangers to the Underdark, then.
Yeah, you can say that.
We've been down here, what, once?
How deep did you go?
Not very.
This world is... ancient. More ancient than any of you know. Long before even our kinds tread upon it. The deeper you go, the stranger things get. There are two layers that are safe to travel. Safe being, of course, a relative term, He gives you all a wink.
I'm sorry, kind of like squints her eyes.
He means a chance to actually come back alive with all your limbs.
I know what he meant, love.
It is not your limbs you have to fear for. It is your minds.
Well, that is very important, isn't it?
Well, I'm safe then.
Don't say that.
We are going to find the mana block vessel. The Divine Five need to get its workings. There is a war happening on the surface. We need those weapons, and if we're lucky, we need a mode of transport that can take us beyond. 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 Well,
You know,
then you've certainly asked the right man. He nods to Tingwin and looks to the rest of you. He can take you where you want to go, but do not be fooled if he promises you it will be safe.
Oh, he's already told us it won't be.
At this, he actually does give a slight smirk, and good.
But we're more scared of what's coming than what is down there.
Perhaps unwise. But
Maybe so.
I'm in no position to cast judgment. Your battle is not mine. You
If
may...
only he knew.
You may stay, but do not cause trouble, and tell no one else of your purpose.
Not a word.
Swan to secrecy, friend. The dwarf just slides him a drink as the gnome hops up onto the bar, and the two of them look to each other with wide grins. Evening, brother. Been a long time since I've seen you off of guard duty. Well, the Mother Goddess knows you're not doing my job. I'll trade you. Would you be so kind as to show the Divine Five to their rooms?
Why do you have to say it like that? Yes,
My apologies. Is there a way I meant to say it?
I mean, it just was a little aloof, don't you think?
Well, our name is a bit aloof, causing.
What'd you say?
I meant no offense. Apologies. It has been some time since I've spoken to surface dwellers. My people have long since lost the art of communication with yours.
No worries. She can jump at the slightest things.
Excuse me, I will not.
Uh-huh. Spiders.
But, why don't you offer our guests some drinks? I need to show, the skinny one, where to find Glocknock. I'm not sure if Glocknock's going to be in a speaking mood. Probably not, but apparently they have need of magic where they're going. I suppose that much is true. Very well. He looks to you, Greylog, and gives you a nod. If, perchance, he refuses to speak with you, then simply tell him that Brother Doolin insists.
I will definitely do so. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course. It would be ill on my conscience if I were to send you down there unprepared. You're going into the domain of my people now.
Dwarves?
Indeed.
Anything we should keep an eye out for while we're down there?
I am one of the few of my kind who has spoken at length with a surface dweller. The dwarves you see on the surface are descended from us, but we are not the same. Do you know the origin of my people?
I don't think I do.
I should. I'm an archaeologist.
On this one, roll history.
Okay.
Your ability only applies to structures, not to people.
It's fair. Come on, phone. It does not recognize me. History? That would be.
What?
A what? You cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. 19.
Okay. He will explain for the benefit of those who don't know, and then I'll just make addendums if there's anything he leaves out or you believe is incorrect.
Okay, that sounds good.
Believes incorrect.
Yeah? Don't know if you got it.
On the surface, many of your kind believe that my kind simply spring out of holes in the ground. That we were born underground, that we know the underground. But in truth, we merely adopted the underground.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense.
You adopted it. Like you adopted a child.
Were you molded by it?
Indeed. In fact, many believe my kind molded the underground, but it is far more accurate to say that yes, the underground molded us. Long ago, in the very first age of the world, we were once men. Humans, like your friend here. But we knew that disaster was coming. An object from the stars was going to collide with us, and all life would be annihilated in its wake. What life was left would be changed irreversibly. Say one thing for the dwarves, we are a stubborn bunch. We refused to let the stars change us. So, we went to the only place that we knew would survive. Down. Down deeper into the center of the world we hid, as the world atop us ended and buried us beneath it. It was generations before they found us again, and by the time they did, time underground had changed us. We had gotten smaller, stronger, hardier, but we hadn't changed. They had. They'd forgotten about us, forgotten what we were capable of, forgotten the ways of the first age, in favor of the second. Sorry, by archaeological knowledge, yes, you do estimate most of this to be correct. According to legend, the dwarves were once humans that, during the first age, when they knew that what you as an archaeologist now know was the comet that brought magic to the world, they knew they wouldn't survive if they were on the surface when it made impact, so they retreated underground. The impact buried them beneath an entirely new layer of civilization. The layer you are now standing in. And by the time excavation unearthed the dwarf kingdom, they had changed. Most of the details of that change are lost even to archaeologists, not out of a lack of trying, out of a lack of understanding. There are archaeologists, many, who have uncovered artifacts of the first dwarven kingdoms, but it was strange what they found. They were odd. Not just physically how much they had changed, but their behavior, their technology. They spoke strangely to each other, even to outsiders. They would use words that none of us could understand, and there doesn't even seem to be any real definition of. There is significant debate in the archaeological community what half of the dwarven language means because of that. It was like they almost lost the ability to speak common tongue coherently. You could understand the gist of what they were saying, but then they would just throw in weird turns of phrase that make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, the words they use would mean the opposite of what we on the surface understand it to mean. And their technology had advanced, or rather, it had stayed the same, while the world above was forced to start from scratch. According to stories you've heard, again, archaeologists have been trying for decades to understand this technology, but according to stories you've heard, they had all sorts of strange things. Completely independent automatons. Guns that could fire more than 2 or 6 shots. The shots they fired would be burning hot and annihilate everything they touch, like a disintegration spell. The dwarves could talk to each other from miles away without the use of a message spell, using nothing but these strange little tablets they carry with them. Their culture was strange, their language was strange, their technology was strange. Everything about them had been completely lost, and, I mean, it is as Doolin says. The world above changed, and the dwarves stayed the same. They are all that's left of the first age of the world that isn't buried miles underground.
Azuri just kind of looks at him with, like, fascination, as if she is looking at, like, a relic or something. She may be considering stuffing him in her backpack. And then think better of it.
I apologize, I don't mean to sound like a Nexus spewing information. I tell you this because my people will not mean you any harm. Simply, we have customs. Customs that you may not understand.
Oh, please explain, as she gets out her notebook.
Well, I do not
I
perhaps...
like, write down his, like, what was your full name again? And I'm just, like, write it down in my notebook.
I am, Doolin the First.
Doolin the First. That's lovely. Alright, how old are you?
Oh dear, I have quite lost track of time. I suppose by now I would be... He actually does have to kind of pause and think for a moment, like he's actually doing the math in his head.
This is what, the third age now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in the third age, if that helps.
Yes. Then that would make me... I suppose about 6,000 years old now.
Jeez.
Dang,
she writes approximately 6,000.
What were you saying, sir?
And you're saying that dwarves used to be humans.
Indeed.
And humans can only live nowadays to 80 at best.
How times have changed. I remember a time when even humans could live to be millennia old.
Only elves can do that now.
As I said, many things were buried and forgotten.
Or maybe they need to be remembered.
That's my job, love.
Greg? Are you sure
Yes?
about that? You know who you sound like, right?
No?
She raises an eyebrow and points up.
No, I just said remembered. I didn't say we needed to alter everything and destroy, magic.
That's why we document things, right, Anna? We document things and find things. Maybe we're gonna find something from the first age here. Wouldn't that be amazing? Or maybe
Yes. That'd be incredible. You used a word earlier, Nexus. What does that mean? The Nexus. It's an artifact of my people, created in the First Age and preserved by my kin.
What is it exactly?
How to explain it to a surface dweller. You have spells that allow you to commune with others on the surface from any distance, correct?
Yes, like sending spells and message spells.
Yes. The Nexus is like that, but it doesn't require magic to use. Only a tablet.
Interesting.
That sounds like a fancy tablet.
That's so fascinating. So do you like write runes on it? How do you use it? Maybe, do you have one? Can I see one?
No, it's
I'm sorry. There's a lot of questions. I'm so sorry.
this. Tingwin, your friends are too curious for their own good. You know what the Nexus can do.
I'm just a scholar, alright? I'm just looking for information.
He kind of puts an arm around your shoulder and pulls you, not like roughly, but just kind of gently tugs you to the side as he talks low so that the rest of the party can hear, but just kind of respectfully low. As Doolin looks to the gnome and the two of them engage in a kind of hushed conversation behind you. I know it's a lot to take in. We will be passing through the dwarf country, and you can ask your questions then. Doolin is protective of his people's technology. The Nexus, bear in mind, the dwarves were down here for as long as Doolin's been alive, down in the underground, and the Nexus consumes them. It had effects on their mind, and the dwarves worry that it could have similar effects on the minds of others.
Oh, that's completely understandable. I mean, of course.
But
Sorry, I'm just... Yes, I'm very curious, and that's only because I want to learn. I get excited when I get to learn.
well, if you need something to play with... He looks around cautiously before reaching into his cloak and pulling out a small stone tablet.
Ooh.
About the size of a hand, with several what appear to be bronze and copper runes carved into it.
Ooh, she'll look at it curiously as he takes it out.
This is one of their slabs. It may seem like an ordinary rock to someone who does not know, but if you know. And he traces a pattern along the front of it, and all of you watch as the wires begin to hum and warm up and glow before...
You hear a sorry.
Okay.
You just hear a sorry. Oh my god. You're like, what?
A blue illusion of sorts is displayed, covering the tablet entirely. It's this dark, kind of bluish color with square runes dotting it. And he gives you a grin and presses one of the rune buttons and grins to you. Ask it what you want to know.
Jeez. I kind of look at Anna, kind of drawing a blank, being put on the spot.
How big is the moon?
There's a sort of boop from the device. You watch as the blue turns white, and you all hear a feminine voice speak in Dwarvish. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
Actually,
I don't think so.
Let me check.
Nope.
No.
The machine gives a message in Dwarvish in a feminine voice. Tingwin gives a grin and
She kind of like has a confused look and shakes her head. Is that like an English version?
you mean common? Please translate into common tongue. Doo-doo. Translating. Doo-doo. The moon is less than a third the width of Fictera, a radius of 1,080 miles, or 1,740 kilometers. If Fictera were the size of a nickel, the moon would be as big as a coffee bean. The moon is an average of 238,855 miles, or 384,400 kilometers away.
How far is the moon from Terra?
They just said it.
How much?
Like 2,000 something
Okay.
miles.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear that. That I got excited. God, can I just like? And she like kind of like, can I touch it? Can I use it? Can I?
And this is why he said that he really didn't
I
want
just
people
look at it. Why is that bad?
Tingwin gives a mischievous grin and winks to you, Greylog, hits a button, and the tablet goes dark, and he holds the stone out to you, Asari. Sure, you can play with it, if you can figure out how it works.
Oh, challenge
Oh
accepted.
no, she's gonna
Challenge
break it.
accepted.
Oh no, she finds porn sites. Yes.
Great, like, Romy, have a guess what I found?
Oh. This is hilarious.
All right, brother. Like I said, I can't promise that he'll talk to us, but I can at least promise you we'll try.
Yeah, that's all that I ask, is at least try.
Oh, and before I forget, the Dactyloi were good to me. As a result, I was willing to share with them some of what we're capable of. Glocknock was affected by it. Forgive him his strange mannerisms. He is a brother to me.
And I also realized I don't really have. What kind of currency do y'all use?
Right, currency. Well, luckily, down here in Stone and Turn, we do enough trade with surface dwellers to use traditional currency. The dwarves just use it for something different. Money's no good to them, but they found other uses for it.
Yeah, that's fair. And this person we're going to go see, is he a dwarf?
Dactyloi.
Dactyloi.
But, spent a little bit too much time in the Nexus, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think he'd be willing to do a trade? If the item was worth the same value or more?
Depends on what exactly you're trading with him. Have something in mind?
I do. I got this whip from a elven priestess.
A scourge.
Yeah, it seems quite valuable, and it works very well. As we had a misunderstanding once before, and one of his men found out. How is he, by the way?
Recovering.
That's good, at least.
He gives you a smirk and orders a drink from Doolin. Well, come along.
Matthew, I'd like to, while we're walking, I'm gonna like flip the tablet around and just like look at it carefully to see if I can figure out how to turn it on.
Sorry, make an Arcana check. And Alfred, what will you be doing? So Asari's going to be dicking around with an iPhone. Greylaw is leading the charge for some shopping. Do you have anything in mind?
I don't.
Okay. Do you want to just tag along with the group, or what do you want to do?
Yeah. We'll just tag along.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So that would be let's 18 plus 28.
Okay.
Wait, 18 plus what?
18 plus 10?
Yeah, 28.
Oh, yeah, that's 28.
I said that.
No, like the 10 just got a little cut out, so we were making sure
Oh.
that. We
Yeah.
we want to make sure it wasn't like 18 plus 2 or something.
Oh, no. It's 10.
Greylog, as the Dactyloid leads you out of the tavern and back out onto the streets of Stone and Turn, he starts leading you through the cavern, past the portal network, and more towards the center of the cavern that you had initially passed by. As you're heading that way, Asari, you're just tapping away at this mysterious tablet. Periodically, it gives little messages in Dwarvish, and Tingwin up front will translate as you go. Like, you'll tap a few buttons and you'll hear a message in Dwarvish, and up front he'll just parrot. You have 4 password attempts remaining. You have 3 password attempts remaining.
Ow!
You have 2 password attempts remaining.
Wait, how do I put in the password?
I said you could play with it if you figured it out.
Can I just, like... Is there, like...
What happens if she doesn't figure it out?
Oh, it just locks down for a while until the person who actually owns it comes along and puts in the password. Like this. And he stops and approaches you, sorry, and going upside down, taps in a few runes, and the blue square returns.
Can I try to memorize what he did?
I will say with your Arcana check, you do manage to recognize the runes he put in.
Okay. Alright. Turn it off. Wait. Is it a button? I see. Push.
Tingwin just gives a chuckle and continues to help the group along as you start investigating what all the different buttons do. It's literally showing like a tech-illiterate grandma on iPhone.
At least I would teach my grandmother how to, like, turn it on.
Yeah, but Tingwin likes messing with you because it's funny.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is fair. That's why he's doing it.
I'd try to at least turn it on and then push the runes.
For fun, roll Arcana.
Not using D&D&D for this! Come here, dice. Okay. Here we go.
On the local porn sites.
Serious! Okay, 25. 15. I rolled a 15. So.
Okay. Sorry, you fiddle with the buttons. It makes it even more difficult because you don't even know what these runes translate to, as you do not speak Dwarvish. But after a bit of struggle, you manage to get the blue to turn white, and these multicolored letters pop up, and there's a blank sort of space beneath them where you would expect more runes to be entered.
Wait. What does it say? I can't read this.
Ooh, I can read that. I may not be able to speak it, but I can read it.
You are going to be my eyes.
Until we get to where we're going.
Yes.
Then you're on your own.
Yes.
So I will translate what I see.
You see that the multicolored letters are, so you can read the language, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can read any written language.
Okay, just making sure. You recognize that this is Dwarvish. It translates to goggle.
Goggle.
Goggle?
Goggle.
I love that.
It says goggle.
Alright, I'm gonna type.
Oh,
There's like a. Sorry, go ahead.
Congratulations, Dr. Ku. You have managed to reach the part of the Nexus that allows you to access their information network. Ask it anything you want to know, and it will tell you to the best of the dwarves' knowledge.
Okay. how to operate a mana block.
The screen changes, and
In
now,
common.
In common, please.
what was once just this sudden mess of dwarven runes that you couldn't read, Asari, suddenly translates out into common. And you see several rune letterings in the illusory sea of white that say various versions of the same idea. How to operate mana block vessel in 10 easy steps.
The Reddit post. Did you find Reddit?
Yeah. r/travel. Forgot how to pilot mana block vessel. Help? Question mark.
Oh, this is
All right.
great.
You said 10 easy steps. I mean, jeez.
Watch it be like easy for them maybe, but us it's like just
Yeah,
find
what
a
does
crew.
this mean?
All right. Anna, I think I'm onto something.
Ah? You can see Anna is currently going through her coin pouch and like counting out how much money she has, and that seems to be why she wasn't looking at the tablet with you.
Look.
Wow.
You know, right? So this button does this, and then Greylock said that this is this.
Alright, I think that makes sense. Why do they call it goggle?
I'm not really sure. Maybe it means because like you can look at things.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just realized what I was referencing.
Yeah, Google.
Oh, wait, look!
Yeah, look, I've got instructions. It says 10 easy steps. I mean, you can't get any better than that, right?
Do you click on that rune?
Oh,
Oh, by the way,
virus.
can I read the runes that like on the actual tablet itself?
The runes you realize now are literally just letters and numbers in Dwarvish that are like lining the tablet in such a way to where if you just keep messing with it in your hands, you can theoretically type in any sequence of numbers and letters.
So cool. I can see how this could definitely be dangerous. Too much knowledge.
Knowledge is never dangerous. I was actually just counting out how much I had. Tingwin said we're gonna pass through one of these dwarf cities on the way down. I'm gonna buy one of these.
Oh my god, I want one.
Mr. Tingwin, do they sell these at the dwarf city?
Please say it.
Oh, there's entire warehouses full of these. These are
Oh
practically
my
garbage.
god! Wow!
Oui. These things
Now-
are practically trash.
Here's the real question.
Maybe
Will
we can
they
buy two
work
on her.
above ground?
Sorry, mon ami, cannot hear you of your comrades' enthusiasm.
Will they work above ground?
Oui. I usually bring it along to entertain myself during long trips on the surface. That is the only reason I had it, really.
Wait. Entertainment?
Oh, oh no. Welcome to the most dangerous part of the Nexus. Here, let me show you something. He gestures for you to step forward.
Alright.
The mind.
Yes!
And then we just
You get Alfred Greylog, you now see what Doolin was warning you about, that supposedly even the dwarves themselves, but especially surface dwellers who aren't accustomed to it, the Nexus drives them insane. Anna and Asari are clearly already addicted, and it's only been a few minutes.
I mean, it's an amazing discovery for her. Come on.
Tingwin hits a few buttons and takes you to the thing that Anna had been indicating further down in Goggle's search results that shows what appears to initially be a still image of a dwarf at the wheel of a ship, but as he hits it, the picture starts to move. And he hits it and it goes still again, and he thinks for a moment before smirking and hitting in a sequence that Greylog, you are able to translate is Dwarvish for cat using keyboard.
Oh my goodness, is he about to do what I think he is?
Wait, a cat with a keyboard? What? What's a keyboard?
It would take too long to explain, mon ami, but I think you'll enjoy this. And he hits another image, and you see a white-furred cat in a little dwarf shirt playing a piano.
She kind of like squints at it, and I'm gonna try to deliver this as best as I can because I'm trying not to laugh. She looks at him, and she just like looks at him and squints his eyes. Why was this documented?
Tingwin gives a smirk, and like I said, to the dwarves, the Nexus is everyday life. These tablets are practically garbage. So, even though they have access to literally the entire history of their people's information, most of them just use it to look at pictures and videos of animals.
I kind of look at the phone and watch the cat play the little piano. It is kind of cute, isn't it?
I'm just thinking, man, the jab there.
I tried so hard to keep my like serious voice.
Yes, to put this into a meta perspective, the first stage of humanity was basically what we would register as our world, more or less, just obviously with like deviations given the setting. And the dwarves are a version of humanity that didn't lose their technology, so they think and speak and act how we in the modern day would, which to a third age surface dweller is complete fucking gobbledygook. What does pogas mean?
So what?
That word there. I know it. It's Dwarvish, but I don't think it means anything. I remember seeing it in the history textbooks, but nobody could ever translate it.
Yeah, what is this?
Can I read it?
Greylog, even though you can translate it, it just translates to what
Pog.
your... Yeah, it just translates to poggers. It doesn't mean anything.
Pokas. What is pokas?
Every dwarf I have asked has given a different answer. Some say it means it's something very good, others say it means something very bad.
Okay, so what is it though?
Tanguin just kind of gives you a nervous smile, seeming to also kind of register like, oh shit, and actually reaches to take the tablet away from you.
Oh, please, I'm just curious, that's all.
I
Okay.
guess it's up to your interpretation.
I suppose so. But I first noticed it while watching this strange little tradition that the dwarves started using the Nexus. I guess because there's not much in the way of entertainment down here in the Underdark, they started making their entertainment a group effort. Apparently, it is a long-standing dwarvish tradition for one dwarf to play a game, while the rest of the dwarves use the Nexus to watch them play it.
She kind of like scratches behind one of her crests. Okay, so let me get this straight. Somebody's sitting there playing dragon chess, and everybody's watching them.
Oui.
Why?
Your guess is as good as mine, mon ami. But that is where I first saw them using the word.
Interesting. She just like kind of like
Buy
pokes.
some of these.
She pokes around more on me. What like are there?
I guess would we find Netflix and stuff like that on there?
So far you found Google and YouTube. The rest is going to be up to you. Oh, and WikiHow. The rest is going to be up to you to find.
I love my WikiHow. I will ask the 10 easy steps to do this, and we will be fine. I'm gonna turn to Anna. You know, I was thinking maybe we could buy 2 You know, one for me, one for you, and one for the university.
I mean, 3?
Well, I will buy 2.
Uh,
But yes, 3.
I mean, yeah, like, we've been poking over these slabs for generations. Nobody thought they actually served any function. I always thought they were just religious totems.
I mean, if it's a religion, sign me the fuck up.
They wouldn't be incorrect, though.
I mean, sign me the fuck up is all I'm saying.
And you want to know the greatest magic of the Nexus?
What's that? Please.
It is the dwarves' greatest time sink. In the time it took you to visit 2 places in it, we arrived. And all 3 of you look around and realize, yeah, you made it halfway across Stone and Turn. And that was, sorry. Good now?
Yeah, you're good.
You realize you made it halfway across Stone and Turn, not even looking where you were going.
Yeah, we're buying some of these.
My god, yes.
This is how the Boomer Gangers win, by the way.
They just show us how to use these more efficiently. Okay, we're sold. We're on. Can we convert you guys now?
yeah, no, like, I was so excited for this reveal
Here's
because
the
I was like,
key.
this is gonna be where you guys are like, wait, shit, maybe the Boomer Gangers are onto something.
My goodness, that's what created the Boomergangers. They founded the Nexus. And
Yeah,
that's how the
probably.
curse became.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, by the end of this chapter, you guys are gonna be Boomer Ganger converts. I'm
Oh.
calling it.
Oh, it's gonna be hard.
No, we destroyed the
I'm
Boomergangers.
just gonna come back and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you say that now, sorry, but that's because you haven't found fucking Roku yet. Once you find Roku, you're done.
So we destroyed the
No.
Boomergangers,
Once I
and we
find
become the
Pornhub, I'm
Nexus
done.
gamers. Yeah, so we destroy the Boomergangers, and we become the Nexus gangers.
That's a terrible name. We can workshop the name, but it might not be a bad idea.
This is how the world is doomed. What have I done? Tingwin playfully takes off his hat in a play sorrow before. All right, my friend, if you would. And he gestures down to your gnomish guide, who gives a nod and approaches the building, looking up, tearing your eyes away from the Nexus for a moment. You see that you are in what appears to be the a little building off a bit a ways from the main market square of this city. The building seems abandoned. No obvious sign of activity, but as Tingwin and the gnome approach, the gnome gives a knock against the rock. There's a pause. No answer. The dwarf, rather the gnome, looks a little irritated and knocks again, a little more harshly. Still no answer. The gnome looks a little irritated and puts his hands on his hips, and Tingwin kind of raises a brow before looking to all of you guys and giving a wink before saying something in Dwarvish. None of you can understand exactly what he's saying, but whatever he said clearly had some kind of effect, as almost immediately you hear this clatter from inside the stalagmite that slowly grows closer to the door.
What'd you say?
I told him that a Mr. Kakalon was here to see him.
Oh.
I suggest we all take a step back.
Oh.
I do so.
The clatter grows closer, along with this metallic sound, before finally emerging from the darkness of the doorway, a dactyloid. This one with dark hair streaked with the silver of the rest of his people. His face is relatively attractive for a gnome, but it is slightly broken up by the knife that is clearly embedded into the front of his skull. Just in the temple, dug into the hilt over one of his eyes. He begins to rant in a language none of you speak. And Tingwin just watches in amusement as Alfred, you see he's waving what appears to be a metal tube with a odd, almost club-like shape coming out of one end of it that is shaking violently and creating this sound as he waves it in your general direction.
Hey.
The dactyloid gives a shriek, but your guide and Tingwin stand in front of you and hold up their hands. Glocknock is me. Eh? Is Tingwin. Remember me? I protected you up until you got the knife to the eye, and then I protected you afterwards. Sorry about that, by the way.
How did that happen again?
Your guide, the dactyloid, leans back towards you and... Glocknock used to do business with Mr. Kakalon in Osteliant. Tried to rip off the family. Didn't go well. The dactyloid is still squinting suspiciously, but the jackhammer begins to gradually slow as he deactivates it.
Wait, he came out wielding a jackhammer?
Yeah, metal tube with a metal club sticking out of it that was shaking violently. It's a jackhammer.
Wow, what a weapon.
There's silence for a moment before your guide speaks up. Glocknock, brother, it's me. Easy, deep breaths. I don't think you could hear us, whatever you were buried in. We had to get your attention. We have people who want to do business with you. They're from the surface. The gnome looks at all of you suspiciously before breaking out into a friendly smile. Oh, poggers!
Oh, is that word? Well, he's smiling, so it must be a good term to say.
I'm gonna tap my little tablet that I'm borrowing, and I'm going to say, translate to Dwarvish, and I'm gonna say, "Hi, I'm sorry," in Dwarvish.
Roll Arcana.
Okay.
Does it have a translator mode?
I hope so. Oh, that rolled. Okay, that rolled away from me. 28.
Seeming to be starting to get the hang of the tablet, you seem to have indeed triggered it as the feminine voice parrots what you said in Dwarvish. The gnome gives a smile and a bow of the head to you. Well, aren't you a dommy mommy? Call me a simp.
Wow.
I kind of look at the phone. Translate to common.
Doo-doo. You are very beautiful and strong-looking. I am happy to help you.
Well,
I think you would look good in black.
this thing can translate internet talk.
Essentially, yes. Dwarvish is exclusively internet lingo.
Okay.
Oh
Learn
my
new
god!
things every day.
This is great. I'm just saying, common. Why are we here? Sorry, I'm.
Magic items. Magic items.
I'm after item.
Do you have any magic? And also some of these, and I'm gonna point to the tablet.
The gnome looks eager and reaches towards it with grabby hands.
Translate. Dwarvish.
The gnome doesn't say anything more, but Tingwin kind of tugs him back by the collar, and your guide nods to you. Sorry. Might want to put that away. Glocknot got a little too addicted to the Nexus, never quite shook its influence off.
Right.
So I'm guessing that means he doesn't have any because he's trying to get away from it. In
That's
a
the
sense.
idea. We've made it a bit of a rule around here that he's not allowed to have any more slabs, so he's been trying to build his own.
Ah, yeah, sorry. Can you put that away for now, please?
I'm gonna put it. I'll put it in my pocket.
Trying to DIY, but nothing but dinosaurs in the jungle.
I'm just gonna look at our help.
Tingwin pats Glocknock on the head, narrowly missing brushing the hilt of the knife with his fingers. My friend, our surface-dwelling, sun-loving friends need some of your expertise, oui?
Maybe in exchange I can help you with that knife.
Knife? What knife?
Does he not? Pointing at the knife in the dude's head.
We're not sure. It comes and goes.
Can he still see in that eye?
Oh, he can see just fine. It's more a matter of thinking that tends to not come naturally to him. But his legs still work, and so do his hands. So we don't think it pierced anything important.
I mean, that's something, right?
This isn't for the birds, right?
No birds here. Well, except
Nope, no birds here.
Pinky promise?
Sure.
cross my heart.
He starts to do it along with you and begins to parrot a version that you've never heard before. Hope to die, stick a cake in my eye.
Yeah.
I snapped to Anna to make a note.
Huh.
Come on, it's a jungle in here. And he turns and trots back inside the stalagmite, and you can hear more clatters as he throws aside a few goods.
Doesn't take a genius to know what that one meant. It's a mess. Watch your step.
Actually, no. That translates to, I have many goods to offer you.
Oh. Huh. Man, I really need to work on that language.
It's a fascinating tongue.
Do you? Is there a way I can learn it on the? And she like points to the tablet.
You can learn just about anything if you know how to use it, and you are presumably very patient. The Nexus is a lot of things, but it is not magic. You still need to rely on your own skill to actually learn things. This just gives you the ability to do it.
How do I learn it?
We'll figure that out later. We need to
Alright. Alright.
As you all duck inside of the Dactyloid establishment, you see that it is less of a store and more of a storehouse. You can see, presumably, Glocknock's bed in the corner of the cave, and in the center of the room is just a pile of various items, and off to the side is a small work table and chair, upon which are what, Asari, you see are several disassembled dwarven artifacts.
I'm gonna just start looking for anything that I can afford. Plus, I'm gonna look to see if he has any tablets, which I doubt, but we'll hit up another store.
If he's got one, it's not functional. Or he'd be using it.
He pops out of the top of the pile, clutching a few items under his arms as he sits atop his treasure, and smiles down to all of you, seeming friendly if a little odd, as Doolin warned you. Welcome to the jungle. Take it day by day. Tell me what fruits I can offer you.
I need a mirror, a silver mirror, worth about 1,000 gold.
A mirror what?
A mirror for reflections.
Well, reflection, you can just spend some time alone with your thoughts for that.
Okay, what about a crystal ball?
I have brass balls.
I need a crystal ball.
He needs an orb to ponder. Oh! Well, lucky for you, the wizard has big naturals. And he digs down into the pile to start searching.
I bet he does.
What does that mean?
It means that he has crystal balls that you can use for divination.
Ah, good. He's a little weird, but I kind of like him.
Oh yes, he's one of the best magic item merchants I know, besides myself. But I'm less of a merchant and more of a hoarder.
Eh, nothing wrong with that. Every merchant is a hoarder that just every now and then releases an item to gain more.
You can hear... Oh, go on.
Oh, she just kind of noted as she's playing with her tablet. That makes no sense.
You can hear Glocknock singing to himself as he digs through the items, throwing a few things aside as he searches for the crystal balls. What's new, pussycat? What's new, pussycat? Before finally emerging from the pile more near the base with 2 crystal balls clutched under his arms as he slides down. Big wizard naturals for the sunshine.
Yeah.
Can I hold up my hands so I can look at them? Well, as far as, like, see if he'll let me take the crystal balls.
Eliebe. No money, no honey. Glocknock ain't no simp.
I will pull out the Scourge Whip, show it to him, point from it to the crystal ball, and then from the crystal ball to me, and the whip and point at the whip, then point it into him. See if he can understand the idea of trade.
You can speak English.
Well, apparently he couldn't understand what I asked for. I asked for a crystal ball.
Well, you were asking him things that he was just misunderstanding.
Oh, okay. I don't have any money, but would you be willing to trade for this?
How much is he asking for?
We never said.
How much is it before you stop trading?
So, Greylog, for my reference as well, you need this for a scrying spell, yes?
Correct.
Okay, just checking. He kind of looks to the orbs in contemplation before nodding in thought, and about 1,000 likes.
I kind of look to our guide.
Gold.
1,000,
I'm surprised. Normally he asks for subscribers instead.
which is
Platinum, I'm guessing.
Oui.
well, I have it.
You have what?
Yeah, it's a gold. So.
I don't have any gold.
Oh.
For some reason, there's no gold in my inventory, so
Wonder how that happened.
I literally have no idea.
The things ate it.
Yeah, your inventory, or the
No.
monsters ate them. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I thought
Wait,
only...
no, they didn't get hers. They only got mine.
Yeah, they only got Graylog's. I know that Graylog lost her gold and my gold at one point. Whenever
So
he
that might have
duplicated.
been it.
Yeah, whenever he duplicated all our money.
So how about a trade?
Mm. He looks at the Scourge Whip, kind of mumbles to himself, dummy.
That's what I thought.
Yes, he is a dummy.
He kind of mulls over the whip, not taking it out of your hands yet, but just kind of examining it critically. He looks down to the orbs, to you, to the whip, eventually gives a nod and places one orb back in the pile and holds the whip out and the orb in his other hand.
Does it look like he gave me the better of the two orbs?
Roll
Or-
insight.
Okay, let's see. How's my insight? That's not too bad. 22.
He did give you the better of the two orbs, but you see that he has a very slight grin on his face. You're being ripped off.
It's not worth the price.
Pretty much the whip's worth more than the
Yeah.
orb.
Significantly more from the look on his face.
I'll point at the other orb and motion for the two for this. And I'll say, I want both.
Ah, Chad.
He just called you a chat.
Yeah.
That might be a good thing.
It's not.
I have no idea.
I can tell you it's not.
Maybe.
Okay. Two big wizard naturals trade for the Dami Whip.
Okay, now
Like-
based on his reactions on that one, does he still
fair.
like seem like he's trying to rip me off, or does it seem more fair?
Roll insight.
17.
He's not ripping you off quite as badly, but he's still getting the better end of the deal.
You know what? It's not too bad, and it might do good for more business later.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and I will pass him the whip and take the two crystal balls.
Don't forget to check my patron as he hands you the two crystal orbs and takes the whip out of your hands. And buy me a coffee.
Okay, what does that one mean?
Roll intelligence.
Oh no, I was asking.
Like asking one of your guides.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
The what?
The tip.
Thank you for the tip.
Did you get? He said you got a better offer.
Yeah, well, That could have been worse.
Do not feel too bad. You only got screwed out of I think 3,000.
Well, I have been trying to do better with the nature spirits. So, money, I'm trying to not hold it in such high value anymore. I like it, but I'm
He,
trying not to be obsessed.
he gives a bit of a shrug, but does nod respectfully. A good principle, mon ami. And if you change your mind, just let Tingwin know, and I will apply a little bit of pressure to Mr. Glocknock to ensure you get a fair deal. Simp! Go before I get the banhammer.
The banhammer. I'm getting the jackhammer.
It basically just means get out, or I'll kick you out.
Did anyone else want to look at anything while we were here?
No, let's go find somewhere where we can get some tablets.
Oh, what have I done?
Yes, what have you done, Tingwin? What have you done?
Penguin, you will help me set it up, won't you? She kind of like gives him a nice smile.
I'm already.
I promise you won't try to disintegrate you this time.
There's less myself I'm worried about now, and more her brain. I've seen. If she's on that for too long, she's going to start talking like him.
I seriously doubt that.
That could be a problem.
I seriously doubt that.
How long are we talking about?
It varies by the man. I have never seen it takes the same amount of length twice. I have noticed that older people tend to fall prey to it faster, though.
Well, good thing she's not old.
Never ask a lady her age.
She's gonna be my wife. I know her age. I know her age, right?
I'm like, like, do you?
I would hope so.
Well, can I get a friendly reminder?
I'll message you.
Alright, if we have no further business, thank you, Mr. Glocknock. You are too kind. Always a pleasure doing business with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, Tingwin. And you as well, Glocknock.
I'm gonna turn to Anna. Kill me if I stop talking like that.
I think it's charming, actually. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Oh god.
No.
It's starting.
It has begun.
Has begun.
As you all start heading away from Glocknock's shop, is there any other business you have in the city, or are you ready to return to the inn and start bunking down for the night?
Yeah. I still want to go. I still want to go look for a tablet.
Well, this
Regardless-
might be further down.
Yeah, Tingwin mentioned that, like, you have to get to the dwarf city first.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you're in the Dactyloid city right now.
Yeah, and
Cool.
that's where they would be, considered basically trash.
Yeah, like, if what Tingwin is saying is true, and the Dactyloid did seem to confirm it, the dwarves have so many of these things that they just discard them.
And maybe we could actually find a few and not actually have to pay for them.
If you are lucky, they update them so fast that in the time it takes you to find one and get used to how it works, they already have a new version that you need to replace it with.
Wait.
God, that's too realistic.
Dude.
Thank you. I put a lot of thought into Dwarvish society.
I need to make it worse sometime. It's gonna be hilarious.
So will it still work if we can find an older model?
Oh, it still works. There is a few, design imperfections, but nothing that you can't get the hang of.
So is yours a current model?
Oh no, mon ami. Mine is, I believe, 4 models behind now.
Huh. Interesting.
It's still fantastic.
You know what?
Oh, if you think this is impressive, you should see the current models.
What is the difference?
None.
This one doesn't. This one's got a home button. The other one doesn't. The newer models don't have the home buttons anymore.
Well, let's get you back to Doolin's place so that we can put you up for the night. And I apologize for the damage I have done to your friend's brains.
Yeah, it was bound to happen eventually.
Fine.
Yeah, we're perfectly poggers.
Oh my god, stop!
Oh, do I have any memory wipe spells? Oh no, I'm seriously looking.
I do not like that.
See, you're already getting the hang of it.
I can make it worse by using Feeble Might on her.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the Nexus will take care of that itself. Oh, word to the wise, word of warning though. Because I know you are going to be looking through that thing all night. I'm not going to stop you, but I will warn you. Mr. Greylog?
Yeah.
You can read these runes,
Yes.
Make sure, no matter what, even if you have to wrestle her to the ground to stop her, if she starts drifting into a place called Kitsune Noose, take it away from her. Break it if you have to.
Kitsune News. Why?
Let's just say there are fools even amongst the dwarves,
I will have.
My god, is it fake news?
That sounds interesting.
It is not, my friend. I promise you.
You know what a kitsune is, right, Jer?
No.
Fox person.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna give you a hint by saying.
Oh. Oh, you made a joke about Fox News. Oh, that's great.
That's what I said. It's fake news.
I will definitely make sure she stays away from that.
You will thank me for this, my friend.
I will
And
take your word for
Well,
it.
thank you. As you return to the dwarven establishment, Doolin gives you all a respectful nod as you enter, although he does squint as he sees Asari and on a nose deep on a tablet.
I'll shrug at him.
Is there like a TikTok or a Vine?
Roll Arcana.
You haven't. I don't know if you found it yet.
Yeah, roll Arcana. Let's see if you can find it.
Let's see if I can find Vine. Let's see.
Yeah.
My goodness.
My where it go? Oh, it's in my book. Okay,
At that point, then you'd be truly a necromancer.
that would be 27.
You find 2 places similar to that first video site you found. The videos just appear to be shorter but more efficiently made. There is one called Ivy and one called Click Clock.
I'm gonna get at the one that says Ivy and just like, look at this. Look at this, Anna. It says Ivy, like you leave. It's got to be good, right?
God,
She looks curiously, and I think is it safe to assume the 2 of you are going to spend all fucking night on Vine?
Absolutely.
Alright, noted.
Hey, man.
And well, you know what? I will also buy us food.
What's up, Al?
I'm just saying, Matt's a true necromancer, resurrecting the dead.
Well, I know how to get Asari. I know how to get Asari away from the tablet.
You
Hey,
can.
Asari. How would you like to check in on your mom?
She kind of looks up from the tab. How are you gonna do that?
Why do you think I got that crystal ball? I can scry your mother.
Okay. Do I know how to do the video on my phone?
Oh my goodness.
Phone.
Yep, she's gone. The Nexus has her.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if we could have used the Nexus for a focus for the spell.
The crystal ball.
Actually, yes. I actually do have it as a homebrew rule. You can use Nexus tablets as a spellcasting focus.
Well, but does it count towards a crystal ball type of thing?
Depends on the model.
Azari is losing her mind in the other room. It's great.
Oh goodness.
Alfred
You've done,
as
Matthew.
I gotta be right back. I'm gonna pee my pants.
all right. While you're dealing with that, Greylog, concern kind of flies through you as you see Anna kind of snaps out of her reverie when you mention Asari's mom, but Asari initially seems drawn in before reaching back for the tablet and holding it back up. And you can see Tingwin look to you from across as he takes a seat at the bar next to Alfred and the gnomes, and just kind of gives you a slow nod of, see? Alfred, as you take a seat at the bar while your companions get comfortable, Doolin starts fetching the keys for you guys to get to your rooms, but as he approaches, he does look suspiciously to Tingwin. Tingwin, you know how dangerous the Nexus is. Surface dwellers aren't meant to be exposed to it. I know, but she had many questions, and I know you hate to answer those. A stranger even among your own kind, isn't it so?
Oh my goodness. I could definitely see why you didn't want to answer any of those questions. It's great, but it has way too many drawbacks.
Mm-hmm. Even the dwarves were slowly driven insane by it. Remember, the dwarves were once humans. The Nexus turned them into what they are now.
Is there any way to cure this before, or like get rid of it before it takes deeper control?
Get rid
Do you
of
wish
it.
to ask?
Oh no, he is asking this out loud.
Alright. As Asari gets pulled back into the Nexus, Anna... I'll actually have her roll. Anna seems to realize as well what's happening and actually grabs your arm to help her, to basically have your momentum yank her away from the screen so that she's not tempted to look back at it. And she kind of rubs at her eyes as she takes a seat at the bar next to Alfred along with you, Greylog. What the fuck? What is that? That is the Nexus. You're staring into the complete amalgamation of 3 ages of dwarven knowledge. As I said, my people were changed by it.
Not all change is bad.
Love, I mentioned your mother, who you've been worried about for ages, and you went back to the Nexus.
Well, I just wanted to make a video, that's all, but...
You don't
Now
even
that-
know what a video is!
Are we sitting somewhere that we can do this
You're
right
sitting
now?
at the... You realize as you kind of take in your surroundings again, everyone has moved to the bar, although you are sitting at a table near it.
Alright, I'll just put the little tablet down and... Well, should we do it here, or...
No. Yeah, yes, your mother. It's up to you.
I mean, do you feel weird doing it around stream?
Oh, now you're just starting to make it sound bad out of context.
Go ahead, then.
I will pull out one of the crystal balls, and I will cast scrying on her mother.
Okay.
Now, this is where it's going to get interesting because I have met her, but I don't know her overly well.
Yeah.
You've met several times.
So.
Well, you can meet someone and not actually, know them.
Okay, you have met the target, so no modifier to the save. You have no connection, so no negative modifier to the save. What's the DC?
Wisdom 18.
Mother Deer is pretty strong.
Well, no, let me double check one thing.
It does say +5 modifier second hand. You have heard of the target.
Well, no, but you have met the target, so that makes it 0.
Yeah. +5 would mean they get a +5 to their roll.
Yeah, like you want it to be as low as possible. Because you want them to fail it.
Yeah, -5 would be negative to their
Okay.
saves.
Alright, luckily, I was just making sure she had no other wisdom modifier I wasn't accounting for, which she doesn't, just barely, but... Greylog, as you ponder the orb, as the dwarves would say, you manage to part the fog of white smoke contained within the ball. As the image parts to reveal a field of snow. Appearing to be in a snow-covered village of some kind. It's small. It takes you all a minute, but you're able to see through the crystal ball Asari's mother, who has a leather cloak over her head to protect her from the cold as she trudges through the snow with a basket of something wrapped under her arms. As she makes her way through the village of snow, you can see dark elves, mostly men, all around her. And she stops to wave down one that is actually familiar to you. You recognize it as Avaben's uncle. She waves him down, and the two kind of quietly talk for a moment before she smiles and reaches into her basket and holds out one of the wrapped bundles to him. He smiles, takes it from her, and as he's walking away, he begins to unwrap it, and you can see it appears to be a steamed potato.
Oh.
It appears Asari's mother is feeding the people of the village with warm food to battle against the cold.
Good old mum.
Well, at least we know she's doing well.
Asari smiles, very proud of her mom. I do hope that she has herself some warm tea after. Thank you for looking.
Of course. Anybody else have anyone else they want to check up on? I can do it a couple more times.
I think I'm all right.
I'll look at the others. How about you guys?
What about
You were cutting out a little bit there. What was that?
Oh, I was just asking Alfred if he wanted to check on his brothers.
I'm sure they're doing well.
What, you don't even want to check?
Guess if I'm being honest, not really.
That is perfectly fair. Well, if you guys ever want to check up on your family or anything, let me know, and I will break out the old crystal ball.
Thanks, Greg.
By the way, Greg, didn't you have a question for our friends here?
Oh yeah. how do we work on, the whole side effects of the Nexus and, keep it from destroying their mind?
The effect it has on the mind, we have not yet found a way to curb it, only slow it. Minimize exposure, only use the Nexus when absolutely necessary.
I mean, what if I want to ask a question or, like, learn something?
Read a book. Experience the world yourself.
So what I'm hearing is keep it away from them. Got it. Can I pickpocket it away from her because she put it in her bag?
She just left it on the table, and
Oh.
Anna is already kind of slipping off of her stool to approach it.
Anna, maybe not.
I'm not gonna use it. I was gonna take it. I was just gonna put it somewhere where none of us could get it.
I was gonna put it in my pocket. Jeez.
No.
You're not the boss of me.
Maybe not, but no. We're gonna give it back to I'm forgetting his name. It starts with T. Tinguin. It is his by right, and it is his property.
It rhymes with penguin.
Yeah, we cannot keep it. It is his. He owns it. So we will give it back to him.
Sorry.
You cannot complain to that, sorry. It's not yours.
They're not trying to boss you around. They're right. I didn't realize it until I saw what it was doing to you. We've only been exposed to it for a few minutes, and we're already starting to forget things.
Yeah, it's been a bit more than a few minutes.
Fuck, I don't even know how long it's been.
Yeah. How long has it been, roughly? About a few hours?
Yeah, it's been about an hour.
Oh, an hour? Yeah, so it's been about a complete hour now. And you thought it was just a couple minutes?
Gods.
So, let's give it back to the gentleman and forget all about it. Huh?
I'm not convinced, but he can have his device back.
Like, if you still want one after we save the world, I will walk you back down here and we get you one.
You are such a liar.
You're not lying.
Well, I mean, you think you will, but let's be honest. It's a trick to get down here. So it would be more convenient to get one now and then play with it after we save the world or whatever.
Sorry, what is the matter with you?
Don't you see the possibilities?
Why does it matter if you have to wait? You'll live longer than most of us.
And besides, you're forgetting one thing, sorry. There are probably, giant mushrooms and stuff that grow down here? There's still plants down here, correct?
Yeah, it's mostly fungus, but yes.
I could create a portal from the up ground to down here, and we could just step right through a portal and get right back.
Like I said, he can have it back. I'm not gonna fight you.
Tinguin gives you a nod and heads toward the table and picks up the tablet before sliding it under his cloak. Take it from me, Dr. Ku. Knowledge is sometimes a curse.
She kind of gives a shrug. I don't think so, but apparently I'm the only one.
Well, let's just see how this works out.
Anna,
So wait, how are you still okay after all this time? After having that?
he gives you a grin, and... to be perfectly honest with you, I only started using it pretty recently. And, like I said, I mostly just use it to while away the time whenever I'm on the road. Like Doolin said, when it comes to learning things, I prefer to experience them myself.
Yes, but there's information on these things that have been lost to time. Can't you see?
You're currently in a bar with a man who lived to see all of that, and we were making our way towards a city full of people who lived to see it.
Yes, but that man refuses to answer my questions, so I'd rather have something that does answer my question.
But he did answer your questions. He just didn't tell you how to use Nexus.
Well, he said I had too many questions and I was too curious, which is what started this whole thing.
Anna looks really upset and almost like frightened of Asari.
Well, how about this then? We can look into getting one that the party can use.
Well, I haven't any
in
money, so it's not like I
moderation.
can... Like I said, I haven't any money, so it's not like I can buy one anyway. So just drop it, alright? You're upsetting Anna.
I love how we are upset.
No. Anna is looking at Asari like she barely recognizes her.
Oh, how about bed, you guys?
Yeah, Doolin gives a nod and...
like a shower or something.
Yes, upstairs down the hall.
Yeah, maybe just a nice shower will get me.
Make yourself comfortable. Breakfast will be served in the morning. We will also be having dinner shortly if you wish to have food.
There's food?
Yeah, food sounds great, actually.
Then why don't you all bathe and return down here?
Oh, that sounds good to me. Come on, sorry. Let's go bathe.
Alright.
And yes, he highly intends for them to bathe together.
Oh yeah, I gathered.
Fine.
Alright. Alfred, as the two lovebirds make their way upstairs, anything from you?
I guess it's about time I'll do my bathing and also just maintenance and all my stuff. And I guess, you know what, I'm gonna look over my bucket.
Bucket!
Oh yeah, the bucket did change, didn't it?
Possibly, yeah. It possibly absorbed some magical goo.
Magical goo.
Ooh.
Goo is such a fun word.
It is. 3 letters and so much fun.
It is.
But that's what I'd be doing.
Okay. For fun, roll Arcana.
Yes, something I am completely amazing. 7.
As you grab a bath yourself and clean yourself and your equipment, you do kind of curiously look over the bucket, but again, other than the slight arcane nature to it since you last messed with it, you still can't identify any obvious change to it. However, I will say, I believe I mentioned this before, but just in case I didn't, I will reiterate it here. You do notice it's a lot cleaner than you would have expected.
Let's do some investigating. I'm gonna pour some water in the bucket.
Okay.
Or bucket.
As you pour water into the bucket, nothing unusual happens. However, you do notice that it, as you shake it, even whenever there's not much in it, it makes a kind of sloshing sound.
Oh.
And as you pour, you realize no matter how much you pour, the bucket never seems to get more full.
So either this is basically a bag of liquid or a bucket of liquid now, or it can absorb all that is liquid. That's what I'm getting at. Guess
Maybe
I'll,
you do something
yeah,
else in it besides liquid. See what happens.
yeah. Well, but first I'm gonna pour. I guess I'll, use the buckets to wash my stuff.
Alfred, as you do that, I will say you do notice, even though you easily filled this bucket with several gallons of water, it doesn't feel that much heavier.
Hmm. You just now have a bag of holding that looks like a.
Man, I can see this now. He just decides to drown an area, and he just takes the bucket to the ocean, lets it sit in the ocean for a while, picks it up, and just like geysers everywhere with the
Yeah,
bucket.
this is the way the world ends. Alfred's gonna drop his bucket into the ocean, and then like years later, people are gonna be like, "Why are the sea levels falling?" Draining the ocean one bucket at a time. Alfred, as you study your newly arcane bucket and its unusual properties, you wash yourself and your equipment before joining the rest of the party downstairs for dinner. Dinner tonight appears to be Underdark caviar with some servings of slightly molded bread.
Ooh. Caviar.
You all dig in. Anna initially seems a little hesitant about the caviar, but after she tries it, she kind of shrugs and just digs in. Doolin focuses mostly on serving everyone, but he does periodically glance your way, seeming more just kind of like a kind of caution as he observes you, still seeming a little wary of outsiders, especially those who have dipped into the Nexus.
Yeah, that's fair.
But eventually, you all get a hearty helping of food and ale. You do not need to dip into your rations or water tonight. And Tingwin, as you guys are finishing your meal of bread and caviar, looks over all of you. All right. He lowers his voice slightly, so you'll have to kind of lean forward to hear him over the din of other people in the tavern enjoying their dinner. After this, we will have a couple more days of travel. We're going to make our way south. Wait, south is where we came from. We are taking another road. This time going down. We're already miles underground. How much further down could we go? Very far down.
What we wanted, isn't it?
I guess so. Just it's weird. I
Have
don't
you?
know. It's probably nothing. So, where are we going to be next? You said there's more cities on the way? Oui. We're going to cut south to the city of Mothranyost. Who here speaks Undercommon?
I do. I know that one.
Greylog, you know that Muthrunyost translates to mantle hive.
Mantle hive, huh?
At this, a Vaben actually pipes up. Mantle hive. My family used to trade with them. Oui, Mantle hive trades with everyone. Dark elves, Dactyloi, dwarves, others.
Others. I love that.
He seems a little discomforted when he mentions these others.
Could you elaborate?
Remember how Mr. Doolin kindly warned us that there were things down here that wanted our minds?
Uh-huh.
They call them the Starspawn. They used to work for the Kakalon family, but after we drove them out of business, they made their way back underground. Far underground. Mantle Hive trades with everyone. And that includes those big tentacled mind thieves.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yep, mind flayers.
Oh. I had a bad run-in with those.
But Mantle Hive is the only place we can reach that will grant us access to Feraqua. Feraqua? What's that mean? It means it's Feraqua. Down here, we call it the Undersea. Wait, like an Underdark ocean?
Like a grotto?
He grins to you, sorry. Something like that.
I think he means literally an underground ocean.
It's Feraqua.
Are we going to actually get to see it?
We. Mantle Hive actually has a great view of it, and I intend to take you across it.
Ooh.
Now, would it be so bad if I got one of these tablets so I can take pictures of these?
I am actually quite curious a little bit. I wouldn't be against it for a scientific study under supervision.
Well, you're in luck. It'll be a 2-day journey along the coast of Feraqua, and we will reach Setio Foitek, the city of the dwarves.
And we can. And is it safe to swim in that water?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that
And-
coming.
In some places, you would not be able to anyway. The surface of the water is broken up by stalagmites, columns of stone, and there are parts of the cave ceilings that are so low the stalactites cut down into the water. Not to mention, the dwarves patrol the waters as they use it for safe passage through the Underdark. Not to mention, there's creatures down there.
Creatures.
But,
Aquatic trolls. I've even seen these strange gargoyles down there. They live in the water, completely flat with stinger tails. But that is where we will start seeing signs of the first age. Mantle Hive and Feraqua are as deep into the ground as anyone has ever gone. Did you know that trip that is going to take us 2 days in the Underdark? You want to know how long that trip would take you on the surface?
quite a while.
6 months.
Wow.
Wait, that's impossible. I thought you said there wasn't any magic down here. Not like our magic, anyway. You alright? It's not magic, it's math. See, we, by that point, will be miles and miles underground, which means we are closer to the center of the world. Which means we are traveling relative to the surface much faster. That's how your people do it. The further underground you go, the faster you travel. That's how you get around the world so fast. Oui. I have a rented dwarven vessel that can take us across the undersea. Now, I will not stop you, my friends, if you truly wish to partake in dwarven technology. The Nexus is beautiful in some ways. But you've all seen now what it can do to you, even with brief exposure.
Very true. But I also think that it should be up to the person who wants to use it.
Oui. So, with that in mind, if you wish to turn into a slug, then by all means. But I do wish to warn you all of something that's very important.
Oh,
Alright.
When we reach the Dwarven lands, you all listen to what I tell you to do. Do not argue with me on this. This is for both of our safeties.
well, you know this area better than we do, and you are a guide after all. It would be stupid to argue with you on that one.
He does kind of quirk a brow, but does kind of slowly nod. Understands, this is not me being très arrogant. The dwarves are strict. They know the danger their technology poses, and they do not wish for others to have it. And I have seen what they do to thieves. So,
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a thief.
when we get there, I am going to slap bracelets on you. And if anyone asks, I am bringing you in as merchandise.
Oh. Okay, and just to be sure, you're not actually taking us in as merchandise, right?
I will consider it. I jest. No. Because the alternative is that if you are caught in the Dwarven City without those bracelets, they will assume you are escapees and capture you. And if you thought the Boomer Gangers were bad, you have not seen what the dwarves are capable of. The Nexus is only the beginning of their technology.
So, what I'm getting from this is knowledge can corrupt.
Oui. I've seen it with the Starspawn, I have seen it with the dwarves, I have even seen it with my own people. Sometimes knowledge is a curse. But
Oh.
once we are beyond the reach of the Dwarven City, I will take the bracelets off, and at that point, we go even further down. How much further down could we possibly be going? 20 miles. At that point, we'll be scraping the bottom of the world.
Do you think if we go like any further below that, we'll come out the other side of the world?
I have heard stories of travelers managing to achieve just that, but not even any of my people have survived making it that far. I once heard an old saying, if you think it is impossible, it is done down there. I've heard some people simply call it the end of the world. Relics of things that predate even the First Age. Only a tiny handful of surface dwellers have ever made it that far down, and even fewer still have made it back up.
Well, I guess we really get to add that to our portfolio, don't we, guys?
Oh, we are not going down there. I am reckless, but I am not stupid. We are just going to be hugging the outside of it. Scale Dragon Abyss leads down into it, but all we need to be doing is getting into the abyss itself.
Okay.
Once we are down there, we will investigate how to get this ship operational. Not a ship, technically. Vessel. He quirks a brow at Anna, who kind of sheepishly, like, ducks her shoulders. Sorry.
Once an archaeologist, always an archaeologist.
Guilty as charged.
Once we get down to the vessel, we'll figure out how to get it working. And give the boomergangers what for. We?
That sounds good to me.
Then we are all in agreement. Everyone get some sleep. We will be heading back out into the Underdark wilderness tomorrow. Like I said, another 2 days further down, and then we will reach Mantelhive. Just... You will not be in immediate danger, but watch what you say and to whom. Mantelhive deals with everyone. They take no sides.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the Boomergangers got quite a bit of their technology.
I will admit, that is actually a theory I've been nursing myself. I intend to ask questions of the dwarves once we arrive in Sitio Foitic. See if maybe they did some dealings with surface dwellers. It is rare, but perhaps. As I said, there are some dwarves, even among them, that are fools. So, stay near me. You are free to explore Mantelhive, but once we arrive at Teophoitic, do not wander too far. Oh, and watch how much you breathe. I would hate for you all to catch a case of Satian lung.
What is that?
Satian lung. It's a disease down here in the Underdark. Greylog speaking Undercommon, you're able to translate it as literally city lung. The dwarves' technology was not meant to exist down here. And I mean that in the more literal sense than the metaphorical one. The smog their city creates fills the cavern of the Undersea. Once you're actually in the city itself, the breath you take will burn your lungs on the way down. Breathe it for too long, and it starts to leave stains.
Good to know.
Do they have, like, masks or something that we could wear?
Oui. I carry a few myself, but, more just warning you in advance. I believe that is the worst of the dangers we will face. Provided, of course, that our ship is not accosted. If that happens, we, how you say on the surface, wing it?
Yeah, that's fair.
Then, get some shut-eye. Tomorrow, you will be heading down deeper into the worlds than most surface travelers have ever gone. He rises to his feet and gives you all a nod. I am off to meditate.
Okay. Hey, sorry.
Yes.
You want to go to bed with me?
Sure.
Yes.
How about you, Al? Any big plans?
Just want to make sure everyone's safe. So get this done.
Yeah, I'll admit I feel a lot better heading down there with you with us.
Yeah, we can always count on him, that's for sure.
I mean, yes. Gods, it's starting to infect me.
Uh,
Alright, night everyone. I'm gonna stay down here for a little bit.
okay. Everyone make sure you behave.
Well, I can't make any promises.
Yeah. That's fair.
Any final business before you all tuck in for a long rest?
Nah.
Okay. You'll head upstairs and to your beds. The beds themselves are, again, for the Underdark, surprisingly comfortable. It seems like, as he mentioned, for an Underdark native, Doolin does a lot of surface dealings that gives him a better sense of familiarity than the other dwarves have for what makes a surface dweller comfortable. And as you all tuck in, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, it is time already, huh?
I'm fine, so we're having fun.
Yeah, no, I was thinking it during everything. Like, I was prepared for you guys to just I was half expecting, like, all right, just in case, I went ahead and planned out the next 3 stops, just in case you guys just powered through it. But the Nexus alone, like, sucked you in so badly. That's why I don't even ask for saving throws against the Nexus, because I don't have to.
Yeah, because they keep getting drugged back to like, but...
Wait a minute. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer who really, really likes the internet.
I do.
Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get your podcasts from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Paladins Twitch channel at twitch.tv/AustinFreak123. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link will be posted as well. On Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Odd Tornado Productions, and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TornadoOdd. The TNO are capitalized. If you want to get immediate updates whenever we go live, as well as updates on everything else we're working on. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in tomorrow, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time, for our Tuesday game of Black Ink and Blue Blood, featuring a party of politicians and nobles trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods if they can just stop stabbing each other in the back long enough.
Wait a minute.
You got that wrong.
Oh, did I fuck it up again?
Yes, you did.
God damn it. A party of politicians and nobles trying to unravel political conspiracy if they can stop stabbing each other in the back long
There
enough.
you go.
God damn it.
I gotta admit, it was pretty funny though.
I was like, hang on.
Yeah, no, yeah, like, I fucking... Oh, man, it's the worst. Anyway. Thanks, as they would say in Dwarvish, thanks everyone at the table so much for playing, thanks everyone at home so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.